Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Minecrafters of all ages, welcome back to Forever Bedrock. We're gonna do some stuff today. Just going to, basically, we've got the foundation to the Mad Maze in place, right? We've got our way in through our 4 openings. Everything is working. The little 2-button deal on the reset, yeah, I still have to figure that out. But in general, I mean, things are looking good. My temporary maintenance card. Oh, my helmet. Alright, now down to the outskirts area here. I've actually put together what each of these little how these are going to come out into the maze the rest of the way. So you guys have all seen this. But now, this is what we're working on for today, is getting these all in place. Because what's going to happen right here is, on the other side of these lamps, we are going to have pistons push all this, push these 2 spots closed, right? So basically, we may need to come one more, or we're gonna have to just do a bunch of pistons. That may be the deal. We may just go ahead and bring it out one more even. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have pistons push this all closed, and what's going to happen is when it closes the area off, it just is basically making it where you can't come back and say, I want to go back this way. You're committed to the path that you've taken. That's pretty much what this is. So we have our entrance into the Mad Maze, which is our little drop chutes right here. And then once you get to this point, you're actually entering the Deepslate dive. It'll become pretty apparent why it's called the Deepslate dive once we get a little bit farther along. Let me double check some stuff just to make sure that guessing everybody can hear me a-okay. It seems as though that should not be an issue. Alright, so yeah, let's kind of get to work on this and get that all squared away. I brought some more Deepslate because, well, I have this to work with. So basically what we need is we have the cobbled Deepslate slabs all up here coming in this way, and so we have polished Deepslate slabs down here, the tile Deepslate, the polished Deepslate, and so we don't need any variants other than the 2 slabs and the 3. So, alright, cobbled Deepslate, polished tile brick, some more tile, there's some more polished. We don't need any of that other stuff. Let's go ahead and make us a little bit more here, because we've got to do this 7 times, right? So it's going to be a little repetitive. Per, yeah, to an extent, but this is kind of where repetitiveness comes in handy, because like I had stopped it here thinking, okay, this is where we can close it off, but that would, in order to do that, it would require a piston on each, at least 3 blocks. You would want it at least 3 blocks, right? Possibly 4 or 5, just to get it close to the ceiling, because you wouldn't be able to necessarily use any slime blocks, because they would stick to that wall there. Now if we had another deal here, we could slime it all together and just push that, and it would be fine with 1 piston, right? So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, a piston would push that easily on both sides. Now here's where it's going to get a little bit trickier, right? Because at that point, we also are going to have to bring up these middle 2 that high. So at some point we're going to have to dig down under here and get some pistons, sticky pistons under there with some slime blocks that'll push that all the way up. That's going to be, I think, a little bit trickier to get by with. Not 100% sure how we can do that. That's a problem for another time, though. How's it going, Treasure Rat? Treasure Rat? Rebit to that. How you doing, Sniper? So, yeah, I guess the best thing to do is just come down here and start the mimicking process. Now this is where it also gets interesting, because these don't all have to necessarily go off the same way. They could technically come off straight, or, well, they definitely can't go into this area here, because, but, it's interesting. Okay. And of course the dogs have lost their mind. I may have to go take care of that. I don't know if anybody else is going to. That's the one that I try to keep in here with me, because he's normally pretty good as long as he's in here. Let's throw a torch up there. Throw a torch back there, and over here somewheres or another. So basically, I took these little slabs here out because you can kind of see this underneath there. But what I did, so that you know, to continue on the wall effect was I just did that. Let's get these slabs, our polished slabs, and you got stuck in your own cave. I don't know if that's how good that is. Yeah, it seems like I never, unless it's like, you know, I haven't really gone deep before my pockets get filled up, I never find my way back out that I went in. I mean, especially if I have shulker boxes, because I will cave for I will cave until I either have no pickaxes left or I feel like there's nothing left that I need to light up in the area that I'm at. Which is really the only reason I do caving, is just for lighting purposes. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of this. Which I believe actually needs to come out 5, not 4. Because of the piston thing we were talking about. And I think the way I was originally thinking of using like a tripwire to, you know, do it. But I think, you know, with shriekers being a thing and all that, it's going to be much more beneficial to just take advantage of the shriekers and do it that way. I'm not gonna lie, I am not familiar with the shriekers' mechanics in that regard. So that's gonna be a learning experience, to say the least. Oh, you know what? I feel like... Okay, I got this backwards. The point of this is not to confuse anybody yet. So I mean, it is, but it isn't. You just have to be mindful about which way you go, which path you've chosen. But I don't want to do much confusion, really. Want everything to be pretty similar from one deal to the next. Going into the Deepslate dive. Oh, the chicken trap, yeah. Yeah, the netherite pickaxe. It's like the only netherite thing I have are my two main pickaxe, my main fortune and my main silk touch pickaxes. I have the diamonds to make the templates. I I don't think I have the I don't think I have the ancient debris, so I think that's something that I still need to. Oh, I needed actually for that to come out even one more, didn't I? Or no? Well, I didn't bring it out the one more, so we're just gonna. Wait, this side I did. Hold on, I gotta see what I did over there. Or what did I do here? What did I do? Okay, I see. I think I only came out 5 here. Yeah, it would have been one more. Okay. And yeah, that's right. That's right. Of course, we are missing some crimson stuff. Or not crimson, but warp stuff. Some warped wood stuff. We are going to need a trapdoor and some of these. Oh no, I didn't use the trapdoors because I didn't want those to be flapping and knocking the lights off, because I wasn't sure how they would necessarily react. But I do know those are going to go there, get stripped. These are going here, and is it that corner or is that corner? It's the other corner. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I did use trapdoor in that corner. Okay. So I will need those. So one thing I learned, and the last maze I did was that having it just light enough where mobs won't spawn is not necessarily enough. We need to make sure that the players can see, and I would like them to be able to see regardless, you know, what kind of device they're on. So oh goodness. Okay, we'll just there, that works. We'll just sacrifice the slab The slabs aren't necessarily to be cheap or conserve materials. I mean, we have a ton of deep slate. Um, for those of you that may be curious, the reason I am using this slab is to kind of add depth. Just because, see how it kind of cuts that block off like halfway, versus, you know, the full picture. We've got the same thing going on here with the wall blocks. It's almost as though it's a trim, if that makes sense. It's kind of what I was going for with those. And coincidentally, it does help save material, but yeah, with all the mining. Yeah, if you get too good, I know I personally have no threat of that. I think probably the best looking thing I've built on camera at a decent scale is the Mad Castle. And it's lacking all kinds of details still. So what I want to do is I want to get we kind of got sidetracked and started working on this just to get down to the deep slate dives. Is what I'm calling it now. I am open to suggestions for other names and things. Oh, you're good, Treasure Rat. I was talking about I was critiquing myself. So once I get these doors in place that actually lead out into the deep slate dives, which the reason that I've gone with that name. And I do kind of like that name, but again, I am open to suggestions. Is because this is where the deep slate level of the maze brings you in deeper into the maze, if that makes sense. I'm gonna say that it does. And everything, I mean, not only do you end up deeper in the world as the maze progresses, but also you're just diving deeper into the maze itself. So I thought it was a clever way to incorporate that. Maybe too clever. Maybe it's not that good, but that's what I'm going with now. And like I said, I am completely open to suggestions for better names and such. I am by no means stubborn and set in my ways or any of that nonsense. Oh, already out of those. Oh. Yeah, we'll just do a stack at a time. I mean, we're gonna get 2 stacks out of that, and that's gonna take up inventory space. And doing that got us like 2 and a piece started. So Also, I mean, if you guys have suggestions on other ways to incorporate this lighting, I've tried my best to keep it like nice and bright where you come in at, and then the light kind of fades a little because mainly because that lantern is higher. You kind of have like the lighter and the darker spots, and it's gonna obviously lighting is going to be throughout, but I want to have that scary movie type feel or something like that, like the bad vibes, like something is gonna happen at any time. Just atmosphere, like I've really got to stay on guard. And I think with the lights kind of dimming in and out and being darker and lighter, it kind of helps acquire that. I could be way off base there. And like I said, I am open to other suggestions on how to do that as well. But for now, this is what I've come up with. And we all know I have gone back and changed things plenty of times. Yeah, well, it's actually the Mad Maze is what I've been calling it. You want some of this? I'll mess you up. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't do it. Or did I? I don't know. It's easy to talk trash when he's not coming your way. That's all I can say about that. But we all know, if you're not wearing a chest piece and an Enderman comes your way, it gets real quick. Okay, so, I kind of thought, okay, so when I originally built the Horror Labyrinth, I had no idea about Decked Out. Even though Tango built Decked Out 2, or started Decked Out 2 after that or whatever. I had no idea what Decked Out was. Like, I wasn't, I wasn't watching that stuff at that time. When the original Decked Out came out. But knowing what Decked Out is and all that now, what Tango Tech built was a dungeon crawler. Think like lifelike D&D type stuff, if you're a Dungeons and Dragons fan. But inside Minecraft, right? Now, number one, there's no way I could possibly ever attempt to compete with Tango Tech. The man is a genius, basically, with in-game game design, if that makes sense. Game designs for inside Minecraft. But not only that, his was a little more open than what the Mad Maze is. So, I mean, that's the difference between a dungeon crawler and you know, that he created, and what I'm doing here, what I'm doing is simply creating a maze. And I mean, yeah, it will have some traps and so forth, but again, it's not meant to be any kind of comparison to Decked Out in any way, shape, or form. Number one, I'm not that good. Number two, that would be dumb of me because I'm not that good. Now, I will admit, in some aspects of what I have going into this, I mean, I learned from doing the Horror Labyrinth in Season 1, I learned quite a bit compared to what I'm doing now. I mean, by the time I got done with easy mode, I had learned a lot. And then, again, with hard mode, I had learned a lot about what I wanted out of it. And nightmare mode was going to bring all that stuff together. But nightmare mode didn't happen because Reed somehow ended up in Season 2. And I Am Fluffy, if you haven't checked out his channel, go do so now. He actually, one of his videos where he ran the Mad Maze, or the Horror Labyrinth with me, was like Madman put me in a maze or something like that. And I thought that was pretty cool. So when I got ready to do this, I didn't really... This is completely different than what the Horror Labyrinth was. Even though it's a labyrinth-style type deal. So I thought, instead of, you know, like the Horror Labyrinth version 2, I would come up... I wanted something different that would be better suited for that. And yeah, just because the title of Fluffy's video kind of stuck with me, that's pretty much what I went with. And yeah, it was it's cool. All right, so we obviously have a dark spot. I have no idea where he could have spawned. Like, there's torches everywhere over here. We'll throw down a few more. So this kind of brings us to what I was talking about before. So these are both coming out. And those on the longer side here are pretty good ways away. Now these two on the shorter side are not quite so far apart. And I mean, I could still work this the same way. Coffee. And bring it into that same side. And that would give us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would end right there. And that would leave us approximately this much room. And both of these would both of these would basically meet in the same spot, which is an option. Which is an option. But that's not really what I think I want to do. So we're just going to, on these shorter sides, because we already have that side in. Oh, no, we don't. So that side diagonal of this will probably go out straight too. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're just... Oops. I want my sword if things are going to be spawning. Let's put that over here. So we're just going to kind of do this number. Anyways, Treasure Rat, I hope that kind of answered your question about what Tango Tech did and what I'm doing here in a way to where it was clear enough what my intentions are. I actually want to go out like that, I think. Again, it's just not even a competition there. Yeah, believe it or not, I was actually okay, so Jonathan had actually commented on one of my videos when I was like a really, I mean, not that I'm a huge channel now by any means. I'm still really small. But when I was much smaller and not very far into my YouTube journey, he had commented on one of my videos. And, oops. Do I not? I don't. He had commented on one of my videos, and even now, I'm small enough that what I will do is I will, I'll go look at, if I can see, if somebody has commented on my video, or if they've subscribed, I'll go check out their channel and see if they're a content creator, and if they are, I'll check their stuff out. Whether they're bigger than me, smaller than me, it doesn't matter. I'm always looking. I mean, there are several creators that were starting out the same time that I happen to be starting out, and I just kind of like watching, got to where I really enjoyed watching new creators, because they weren't doing this unrealistic stuff of a mega build in a week, or things like that, that setting standards that nobody could possibly ever keep up with, so that the very next season they have to spend 20 episodes fishing, and just trying to take it easy to avoid the burnout that they had faced the previous season. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy that content either, but again, if you set unrealistic goals that you're never going to be able to keep up with, I believe in the long run, that's probably not going to help you. So anyways, I had checked out his channel, realized he was part of an SMP. Or he may have even mentioned that part before I realized it. I don't know. I know I started watching his videos and stuff, and anyway, somehow or another, I started, being part of an SMP. My first thought was, okay, so, check out the other members. And I really became a fan of what K-Dog and Case Creation and Jonathan and Freb and I Am Fluffy were doing. And, I mean, I don't want to, obviously each has their own strengths, and if you're watching their videos, you're watching them probably for very different reasons other than the bottom line, which is entertainment. Okay. Jonathan really likes to get into the lore and the role play and stuff like that. Sometimes more than others, I think. And Fluffy can kind of go that route as well. With all them airbenders and things, you gotta keep your toes up about the water. But yeah, I was just became a really big fan of these guys. So when I got I got denied joining plenty of times before it actually became a thing. So yeah, that didn't discourage me from enjoying their content or anything like that. And it wasn't like a huge disappointment. I kind of understood, number one, at first I was, I don't know, I think like 3 months into content creation, and you kind of want to fill somebody out and know that they're going to be around a little bit. And I had the benefit of seeing how they interacted with each other with their Thanksgiving special and their Christmas specials and things like that. They were looking at my content in a single player world. And again, I wasn't doing streaming at the time, so that kind of makes a difference too. When you're streaming, you kind of have, I wouldn't say it was a disappointment at all. But anyways, Fred. You had me, who was a single player in a single player world, no channel history really, other than I don't even know how many episodes into my season 1, and they had no way to see how I interacted with people, especially with me not streaming or anything at that point, even because even streaming you have people to interact with, but when you're just sitting there recording a video, I find for me it is very difficult, and I know I mean, I'm not oblivious. I know I still struggle with this today, really putting me into the video, because I'm talking to my screen, not not anybody particular, and that's kind of how it is. So when I actually joined, I will say it was joining and being in a world that I had seen so much stuff being done in, because I went back and watched videos predating when I found out about these guys, and it was a really cool thing. It was a really cool thing. And kind of my whole point for the whole rant here. Oh yes, he does have a point. Um, is if and I well, let me add one other aspect to this. I was invited to several other SMPs. I don't know how long they lasted or if they're still around or whatever. I was invited to several other SMPs. One of which I know is still around, but you know, they weren't what I was interested in or what I was looking for if I was to join an SMP. So, you know, I turned them down, wasn't interested, you know, that kind of stuff. But okay, I thought I messed that up. Oh, wait a minute. I did mess that up. I did mess that up. This is why I'm not allowed to talk and do stuff at the same time. And I imagine Joe remembering something, yeah. Yeah, that was the, I believe, the biggest thing, and that was kind of what I started out with, just because I was a new channel. I had nothing to go by with, you know, commitment. You guys really had no way to know if I would fit in, again, because you know, they're just no interaction in a single player world. But don't get discouraged, because sometimes what you think you want, isn't necessarily what's best for you. When the right thing comes around for you, you will know, and there won't be any doubts, and it'll just fall in place pretty naturally. Like I said, I didn't get discouraged, because I mean, I was a little confused at one point because of one of the reasons why I was denied later on or whatever, about my logo or whatever, I think it was, or something. I had like a J, a green J or something like that. That was pretty much my logo. I was wanting to design a different logo. I was intentionally putting it off, just because I was having trouble getting the design to look the way I wanted. I was putting it off for a really long time, and then eventually I just did a skin deal, on one of them websites, and I got a deal from that and put on, because at that point in time, you know, it was kind of, the J was just meant to be temporary. It was meant to grow with the channel, and server restart. That's right, Bedrock. Bedrock was what I was originally a part of, and I was actually going to do both, but I don't know. It was like, I think like right after you guys invited me over, like everybody else on Bedrock just kind of dropped out. Like they didn't even wait to see if they were gonna like get, you know, a chance to move over or whatever. They just kind of dropped out, and it kind of just died like that. So it was just forever Bedrock, and at that point in time, even still, I didn't have. I was still kind of newish to trying to, you know, do juggle the YouTube stuff or whatever. You know, working full time and everything, and having my single player world and forever Bedrock, and trying to split my time in a way that, you know, the guys here on the server would feel like I was part of this server and I wasn't, you know, neglecting them, but still getting my single player stuff out. That was getting all that balanced out was not easy with my old setup at all. You guys would die if you knew what I had to go through in order to make videos with my original setup. Let's say for a 30-minute video, we'll just go with a nice even half hour. For a 30-minute video, I was looking at like a week's worth of work at it, you know, 4 or 5 hours a day on just making that 30-minute video. And that wasn't even very good videos. So there was a lot of learning curves, and it was horrible. It was very horrible, and I'm sure that unless you're lucky enough to, you know, have a pretty good setup, or, you know, whatever to start with, I'm sure everybody kind of goes through something similar, or they just kind of hold out until they have the better equipment to even try and get started. I mean, there's not really much of an in-between there, I don't think. Because when I started creating content, everything I was creating was from the Xbox. And I knew nothing about OBS and all these other different things, which made it even that much more complicated. It was just it was a wild time. So anyways, my setup is the way that I'm able to do things now compared to then has changed several times since then. My setup has changed on my video process to what it is now. I would definitely like you know, better equipment and stuff, but as far as my setup goes, I think I can do a much better editing job than I used to be able to do, and in a fraction of the time. I did hear zombies over here. I don't know where, but I heard them. There's that. I was gonna say that could be a good sign. That could mean that there's cave, that we don't have to deal with water or, you know, trying to dig out solid rock all the way down like like I did for the horror labyrinth. But with my luck, the cave that that zombie's in could be like right on the other side of that wall, or you know, somewhere I'm not digging. It could be in this little gap above me, between the ground in here. Like, there's so many places that could be. Yeah, so basically, one thing about life in general is, man, it throws you curveballs, and sometimes things that we think we want aren't necessarily what we end up with, but what we end up with, you know, turns out to be even better, if that makes sense, than what we thought we wanted. I'm not saying it always works out that way, but, you know, sometimes. But one thing for sure, nobody's psychic. Nobody knows the future and what the future holds. Oh, that'd have been crazy if that zombie and, you know, I think I'm gonna have to find that. I'm constantly hearing zombies over this way. Like, that zombie may not despawn. He may be somewhere holding something. Like, I legit may have to track this zombie down, or I could leave him in for ambience. I mean, as long as there goes the dog again. He knows better. Normally he's in here while I'm recording, and it's the puppies I have to deal with. He's a little older, so he knows when Dad's recording. You know, I'm good. I just lay down and sleep beside him. And he's happy with that. Yeah. Jonathan isn't exactly, he's pretty transparent. Pretty transparent. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Okay, let's see, how many more of these do I need? Where am I at? Okay, 1, 2. Okay, so I'm gonna need one more. How do I have an odd number? I think I had an odd number. Oh, I know the answer to that. Do not ask questions to which you already know the answers. Alright, we are going to go here. here. Oop. Let the doggos bark. I tell you, just the fact that Wells Knight has the puppy that he's, working with training too, made me feel a little bit better about it. Made me feel a little bit better about it. I mean, it goes to show, like, it literally can happen to anybody. Oh, wait a minute. Is this, yeah, this is the short end. But that's fine. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I went, I went one too many there. And that's 4. Right there. We may actually have time to do something else, which would be nice. I started to, work on getting something else prepped up, and I was like, I'm probably not gonna have time to do all that anyway, so I did. Before stream today, I had dug all this around all of these and kind of cleared this back, because most of the sides were, like, here was all the solid wall this tall, and all that back there was there, and I was trying to prep so that we could just focus on this. And I had an idea of what I wanted, so I went ahead and did one to kind of get it a little more polished by time stream time came around, instead of having to do it on the fly. And I think that actually worked out. From the looks of it. Maybe. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Again, we know that I am not above changing something if I decide if I decide it's not what I thought it was gonna be. Like, actually, let's go ahead and wait a minute. Yeah, That would be there. That would be there. Make sure we've got plenty of light around. These skeletons, boy, I think they own the place. Could have been a creeper snuck up on us and blew up everything we were working on. Oh, I hate it when that happens. So, I mean, we're definitely making progress. And here's the thing, like, I've been so addicted to, you know, this part and getting everything down to this that I've kind of put off some other things that we should have been doing. Like, for starters, we should be working on our penthouse, technically. So we need to get the floor into that, or yeah, we need to get the floor into that so that so we can get that underway. Otherwise, I'm going to be making tons of trips to spawn to drop off materials and stuff. That can go there. Okay, so yeah, right here is where this is gonna go. For this, I do have more soul torches, stacks of them, ready to go. And thanks to my sneaky pants, building in peculiar areas is gonna be much quicker and easier. Being able to just, you know, sneak along. I said snake, I think. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Who listens to me anyways? I know when I first started playing Minecraft, I was like, what idiot put this in the game? Because I had just built my first cobblestone something or another. It wasn't anything magnificent by any means. But I just built my first cobblestone, whatever it was. And a creeper came and blew up like half of it. And then I didn't have enough blocks to put back. And I don't know about them other lights, so we want to make sure. We want to be sure. And right in here, we can do that and that. And that brings us here to our little short wall. How far did I come out on the other short wall? Did I come out 6? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I came out. That has to be 6, right? Yeah. I think anything less would be too short. Okay, so yeah, nice and simple. I'm definitely gonna need more of these. Uh, don't ask me how I'm keeping track of what choker is what, because um, I'm really not. I'm just opening them up and checking. Here's this. But yeah, Bedrock was a lot of fun. Not to just go backwards in conversation. I remember spawning into that world, and it was middle of the night, and I was in like I was getting murdered consistently, and I remember thinking, "Oh, this is like the worst start I could have possibly had." Like, there's no way these guys are gonna want me to join Forever Bedrock ever. I'm still not quite sure what I bring to the table, but they keep me around. Probably for the shulker farm. That's got to be it, right? The shulker farm. No, that was polished. Of course. Yeah, the thing is, I spent so much time, trying to figure this out in my head. Because my first thought was, once it hit me, we had the drop shoots and everything. And these are, some of these aspects are things that have come to me during the process of building this, not things that I've come in prior with. So the drop shoots were, I was like, in the Hunger Games, they kind of had these pedestals that they went up on. I want to do the opposite. I want to drop down and give that falling feeling, and you're going to progressively get deeper and deeper and deeper into this maze. Oh yeah, you could definitely build a shulker farm. Yeah, K-Dog single player world. That was pretty cool deal there. So you drop down, and then it hit me the other day. You know, coming off of those, wouldn't it be cool if you got blocked off, so you couldn't go back and change your mind and go another way. Like, you, once you pick a path, you commit. And so that's kind of where this has come from. So, I spent so much time obsessing, I guess, in a way, over how to make this the best that I possibly can for what I'm trying to accomplish, that I have put so little thought into the penthouse. Obviously, I have basic, a very basic idea. We need storage, we need a room, we need space for anything. It's gonna be our base for a long time. Maybe till the end of the world, maybe not. I don't know. I would like to go do a mega base after all of this, but I mean, even once the labyrinth gets open and going, I mean, we're talking about a long time before it's completely done, because I would like to add on different levels and have it progress even deeper, making the rewards even better, but the risks are even greater, and that kind of stuff. And so level 1 or layer 1, and I'm not necessarily talking about world height, but level 1, layer 1, whatever you want to call it, area 1, section 1, whatever, the Deepslate dives, that is the first part of the maze itself. And I mean, to be quite frank, each level, area, whatever you want to call them, I think I would like to call them areas, opposed to levels, just because each area is going to have its own feel and design to it and whatnot. And that is as much as I've gathered inspiration from what Tango Tech did. If there's going to be any comparison, it's going to be that instead of it just being, a wonky maze with some traps and stuff, it's now there's different area, there's going to be different areas that are, designed, for different themes. And that does not make this anything like that. It just means I drew inspiration to add a little bit of life to the project, basically. So once you get into the Deepslate dives, there will be a checkpoint where you can cash out of the level and get your rewards. Everything's good. Or you can go to the next area and go deeper into the maze, which I haven't really decided. I'm pretty sure I know how this is going to progress as far as the designs go, but again, I changed my mind. So I don't want to say until we get started on it, but yeah, with this being done here, to this point, I'm probably going to figure out these piston doors and everything off camera. I may even just have a technical stream where I try to figure this out. Maybe the next stream that we work on this, that's what we do. But my main focus now, I think, kind of has to be getting the penthouse in order. Um, uh, if you guys remember correctly, the middle section of the castle, um, I made clear was going to be something that got done probably after the Mad Maze was open and ready for these guys to play. And that's still true. I mean, that's probably how it's gonna go. Um, but we definitely need to get the penthouse done. And again, I may do a technical stream where we get the shriek or the sensors, the skulk sensors. Yeah, the skulk sensors, and you know, figure out how to redstone dorificate with that in a way to where it'll close the doors behind the players. But I guess because of I guess if it yeah, so if you're on this side, I'm pretty sure you could use wool to block it off so that footsteps can't be heard, and it won't reactivate and reopen. I'm not 100% sure on how they work. I don't know the mechanics. Take turns pushing each other in front. Yeah, I mean, that's possibly an option. I mean, it's mainly designed for, a one-person experience, but it's also multiple people can run and not break it, as long as they all enter at the same time. So the thing is, in order for that to work, there would be like a maximum of 4 people, and yeah, and unless you can squeeze 2 people down the same path and get through the tripwire without getting suffocated in the pistons on your way down here. But I think the way to do that would be to run all 4 paths, which each have 2 paths of their own. So technically there's 8 different ways to enter this maze. And I don't know, maybe it's the way that I mathed or whatever, but I mean, to me, that says that for each path, we actually have double the amount of options. So, I mean, think about all the fun we can have designing this with the traps and where we place things that help people, and where we place things that could go either way. Checkpoints that people are gonna want to check out of desperation and hope that it helps, even though they know that it may hurt them. Like, the possibilities they're there. I mean, they're there. Let's move that. Let's grab that and that. Okay, I have my I have my ender chest, so this is where that one went, I guess. All right. You can it begins to, yeah. So oh, you know what we're gonna need? Oh, did I not? Shame on me. I gotta do that. I gotta fix that. Got to. it will drive me crazy if I leave that like that. I think just because it was the last one is how I managed to miss it. Surely I would have noticed it in these stills. Surely. Alright, yeah, we're probably gonna want this one. I know we're gonna want this one. Maybe what was that one? We may want that. That's empty, so that can go in here. That can stay. We may want some of the stuff in that. And those can kind of stay. Alright. Let me empty these couple things out of here. Now we can head up out of the hole in the ground that we've been living in. I mean, I think, how many of us are there? It might be fun to... Zeus! How did you get here? That's interesting. That's another... That reminds me, as you guys seen in the last episode, if you watched it, the nether tunnel coming here, we need to make sure it's horse friendly. We need to have a way for the Forever Bedrock members to get here. I mean, we have a way by boat. I mean, you can sail the whole way. But I think if somebody wanted to ride their horse, we should have like some kind of horse path and some bridges and things to help them along the way. And I don't really think they... I mean, I guess they... Will horses go in boats? I'm not sure if horses will go in boats or not. I was going to say we could put like a little dock over there for them to, you know, ride over and just kind of leave their horses there. I'm not sure. We could figure something out. We could, if horses fit in boats, we could just do a dock and have them bring their horses here and just have little hitching stations set up here for them, where, yeah, they can, or we could actually even put those inside. I mean, that could be, you know, something that they do with their rooms, or we could use that for this area. I mean, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's just big enough to have horse stations on both sides. And that would fill up this area and make it useful. And the other ideas I had for this, we could just scrap or move or whatever, and that would be fine. So, one thing, oh, yeah, let's go back out here. This will be the best way. You notice we still have this scaffolding on the outside. We have no windows yet. And I'm I cannot find anything I'm actually happy with these windows. Um, I think either red or blue stained glass would probably be the way to go. Um, Iron bars are an option. Uh, you know, you guys can kind of let me know there. Yeah, only me and Joe use horses right now, but Disky was using not a donkey, and he still might. Fluffy too. Plus, if we don't get the Lytras stocked up in storage soon, and people go losing them. Well, 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 look at what we have here. Another intruder. Anyways, that scaffolding is still here. We have no access to these areas here, which coincidentally will bring us oh, interesting. Or actually, I mean that could just be part of it, like you have to crouch to get in. That would be kind of cool, right? These go right over these drop chutes. So I don't really think I can do what I was planning on doing with these to begin with. Because I kind of changed up, what I'm doing with the drop chutes. So, that's fine. But we still kind of want access to out here. Just for the sake of having it. And that's going to be off of floor 2, right? Now, if we come up yet again, now we're the outside of the penthouse. And we're definitely going to want roof access so we can easily fly out of here or, whatever. Nether portal's right down there. I mean, it would be easy enough. Oops. It would be easy enough to just shoot a rocket and come up here and go in. So I may just leave that how I handle that. Or one of these deals here. Because do I have... No. We can just... because it's hollow in there, I could bubble Vader one, just like, because I can get out of here. I could just fly. So I may do like a bubble Vader deal in one of these to bring me up. Probably... I could have swore I just crouched. Oh, I was. So I may do a bubble Vader deal to bring me up that. But then I still need... Whoa. I still need to get... Well, these guys are serious. Serious buzzkills. definitely killing the mood for me. So here's a good way to. So it's just a short little rocket up, right? No big deal. No big deal at all. Break right in. Well, I mean, I think we're gonna have probably doors on. We're probably gonna have like an entrance. We'll probably make that a bubble column up. I don't know. We got to work out the details. We got to work out the details. But yeah, that's part of the fun of it. Part of the fun of it. Oh, actually, I can just break in here. So that top area is going to be our penthouse. So we need to get the ceiling in for this floor. And then we can put the floor in for that one. And as you can see, it's pretty spacious. We just have to make sure that right here where the... this can actually be closed off as long as we use slabs. We just have to make sure that right here where the beacon is, we have slabs, regardless what, until we move the beacon or whatever, or we're done with it. And yeah, so that should be I think that should be plenty of room for personal storage. We don't need a whole lot of space. Most things are just going to be shulker boxes. They're going to be separated by shulker boxes into a chest and organized that way. Yeah, all the phantoms. All of them. So that's kind of where that's at. And a place to sleep so that the phantoms aren't doing that to us. I can tell you that. So that's kind of what I'm working with. Away from the nether portal up there. Let's actually just go up here. Alright, so this is actually one of these off sections from that. So if I... That's the first floor still, right? I mean, that's where we're at. Because that's actually the... So I could potentially come down this point and add like a little, do like a little staircase deal, or even way back here, just the other side of that drop chute, I could put like some blocks here with a ladder going up or whatever. Bubble Vader up there to the penthouse, and boom, we're in. And we just need a door. I mean, we can put as many doors on it as we want, but we just need a door, close enough to that to get in without it being too much of a hassle. And that's just when we're coming back from other places. Or I can continue to enter the way I am and just work my way up. Now, the scaffold on the bottom floor, though, let's drop down here. That scaffold will have to go. I mean, that cannot stay. So somewheres in this room, and I'm leaning toward this back corner here, probably right in between these two lamps. We'll have a bubble Vader going up and another little drop shoot dill coming down, or I may put it between these two. Not really sure, but the scaffold will have to go, and we'll just design it to match what we did over at the portal, so that if I'm down here, or any of the members coming to visit are down here, I mean, if I'm flying it, I could just fly in the top, no problem. But if you're down here and you want to get up, instead of flying out and up, it would be convenient to just have a bubble Vader going up. So I mean, there's a lot of things that still need to go into this. But as far as overall aesthetics, I mean, it's done. The rest of it is just basically functionality on the first floor. Again, the bubble Vader, getting this solided back up when the beacon's done. And let's not forget the other Forever Bedrock members. We have all these little, like, motel room type deals. Oh, I definitely need to come through, and these things are not growing, and I think it's because of that block. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove those blocks so those things can grow. Okay, that's that. And I think they should be able to grow now. But anyways, we have all these rooms. There's enough here for everybody to have one. And I believe there's actually one extra, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. For their little home away from home, they can come stick beds in it and design them up however they want. Add in, things that they get from the labyrinth. May even incorporate, I mean, maybe this is where we bubble-ficate to the top deal, back here somewheres. I mean, it would make sense that maintenance deal's right there. Maybe like right here. Maybe this is a better spot than out there. Maybe bubble-ficate and drop shoot right here on this side of the door. I think I like that better, actually. And that'll put us right up on, well, this deal. So maybe not, because that's going to be different than the deal here. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, I like the idea of it being tucked away back here, but it's going to have to be here, or we just create some other funky stuff that we got to do. It is the Mad Maze, but I don't want to drive myself too crazy doing it. Yeah, before Shulker's in Electra. I thought he was in the hub too. Like, he definitely wasn't here when I started this stream. But I didn't notice any name tags, so... yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, so there, you guys heard it here first. The plans on what's going on. We didn't just get the dive into, or entrances to the Deepslate dives. We also, let me get that on my face. Look a little funky there. We didn't just get the entrances to the Deepslate dives in place. We also managed to go over some plans that I have, and as far as what I want to do. And hey, go look. As far as what I wanted to do, and yeah, so that's really cool. You guys heard it here first. Don't forget to check out the Forever Bedrock members. Links are in the description, as well as the Discord, and check us out on foreverbedrock.com. Also, remember to always keep mining and crafting, and I will see each and every one of you in the next video. Goodbye.